Thanks for joining. We're gonna do a quick little post-run yoga for runners. It's gonna be like 15-20 minutes just to help kind of loosen up, to stretch post-run, right? A little recovery practice. So we're actually gonna start standing. I'm gonna just be in the middle of the mat. You can be wherever you wanna be. Make sure your feet are hips width distance. So ankles are gonna be right under the hip bones. Arms can just be along by your sides. And really simple, we're just gonna warm up the feet a little bit. So as you inhale, lift your heels up really high, come to the balls of your feet. As you exhale, just lower yourself back down, rock back onto your heels, see if you can lift your toes up. Yeah, just a few more times. Roll it forward, lift the heels. Roll it back, lift through the toes. Yeah, and then just keep going like that, forward and back. Try to stay engaged through the core, engaged through the legs, through the outer hips. Yeah, this flow could also be great to do right before a run, just to help the body warm up, help the body recover, depending on, what you're using it for. All right, come back through standing. Feel your feet ground down, core engaged. Reach the arms all the way up overhead. Take a breath in. Big bend in your knees, fold over the legs as you breathe out. Yeah, forward fold. Big bend in the knees for this first one. Find a little movement. You can rock side to side, let the head hang heavy. Shift the weight around in the feet. Just kind of notice what sensations coming up in the legs. And then from here, we're gonna find a halfway lift. So bring your hands to your shins, pull your chest forward. See if you can keep your neck long, so gaze slightly down. And then plant your palms. You'll step your left foot to the back of the mat, so you're in a lunge. Yeah, right away, we're gonna lower the back knee down. If your knees are sensitive, you can always take like a little hand towel or something, slide it under your knee or roll your mat up a bit more. Untuck your back toes. And then just start to crawl your hands up onto your right thigh. So this is as far as we're gonna lift up for this first side. See if you can kind of sink your hips low, but as you drop your hips down, try to keep the core engaged. So it's like your right hip's trying to lift up. Yeah, you might start to feel some stretch through the front of your left hip, your left quad. Keep squeezing your right hip back. Keep the chest lifted, breathe in. Hands come back to the floor as you breathe out. From here, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Step forward, come back into your forward fold. Good, let the head hang heavy, let the upper body release. Roll yourself all the way back up to stand. Roll your shoulders, open up through the chest, and then sweep the arms all the way up overhead. Take a breath in. Fold all the way back down as you breathe out. Find a halfway lift, pull the chest forward, inhale. Step your right foot all the way back as you exhale. And then gently lower your right knee. Again, if the knee's sensitive, you can always fold your mat up, place a little towel under your knee, something for some more support. And then slowly crawl your hands up your left leg. Let your hips sink, but try to stay active through the low belly. Imagine like the hips are gonna lift up as you lower down into this front thigh. You might start to feel some sensation through the front of your right leg. Chest stays lifted. Squeeze the left hip back. Deep breath in. Hands back to the floor as you breathe out. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Step back up, find your forward fold. Keep the bend in the knees, roll yourself all the way up to stand. And then add that shrug, roll the shoulders once you're standing. Arms sweep high, breathe in. Big bend in your knees, fold all the way back down as you breathe out. Find a halfway lift, chest forward. Plant your palms, step back to your downward facing dog. Yeah, first time in a down dog, spread your fingers wide. For this one, just worry about lifting the hips high. Bend your knees a lot. That's gonna give the backside body a lot of space. Take a full breath in, full breath out. You might pedal your feet a little bit here, lengthen one leg, then the other. Again, just a bit of a stretch for the bottoms of the feet, for the backs of the legs. And then as you inhale, roll forward, drop your knees down, find a tabletop shape. Yeah, in your tabletop, fingers spread wide, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Take a few rounds of cat-cow. As you inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, maybe look up. As you exhale, press into the hands, round the upper back, chin towards chest. Two more, drop the belly, breathe in. Round the upper back as you breathe out. Last one, belly drops, breathe in. Round the upper back, breathe out. Come back through center, flat back in your spine. This time we're gonna play with floating the knees a little bit. So to start, we're gonna tuck the toes under, press in towards the balls of the feet, grip your fingers into the floor, hover your knees just an inch off the mat. Yeah, we're here for 3. Squeeze the thumbs together for 2. Heart forward. Last one, knees lower back down. Good. Cat-cow, belly drops, breathe in. Round the upper back, breathe out. Come through neutral, inhale. Tuck the toes, hover the knees as you exhale. For 3, low belly lifts for 2. Drop the knees on 1, drop the belly, lift the chest, breathe in. Good. From this shape, you're just gonna start to walk your hands back to your feet. We're gonna find a big stretch for the bottom of the feet. Hips start to sit towards the heels, toes are still tucked under. And then just notice, right? You might get here and this might be a whole lot of sensation. You're welcome to stay with that. If you want more, keep walking your hands up until you're fully sitting on your heels, your chest is lifted. We're gonna be here for like 10 full rounds of breath. The longer we hold, the more sensation you're gonna get in the bottoms of your feet. So just kind of notice, right? Breathe into that sensation. If you're lifted, we're gonna add a little side body stretching. If your hands are on the floor, don't worry about it. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Grab your left wrist with your right fingers, reach up and over to the right. Left side of the body gets long. Good, inhale back through center. Exhale, switch left fingers, grab right wrist, lift up and then lean over to the left. Again, if your hands are down, don't worry about this. Notice if there's any changes in the sensation. Come back through center, release the palms. Exhale, cactus out the arms, lift the chest. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands to your thighs. We're gonna be here 5 more rounds of breath, right? If it's working for you. If not, you can always release, come forward, and then come back to it, right? Notice, right now my right foot has a lot more sensation than my left, and kind of different parts of the feet are getting more of a stretch than others. How can we kind of use this to learn a little bit more about our bodies, where there's balance, where there's imbalance? One more, full breath in. Release forward, hands down to the floor, untuck your toes, and then just pat your feet on the floor to release that. Yeah, give yourself a moment, breathe into the bottoms of the feet. That's a really big one. All right, now we're gonna do something similar, but for the tops of the feet, for the shins. So this time you're gonna keep your toes untucked, so shoelace side of the foot on the mat. Press into the feet so much that your knees can lift off the floor. For 3, for 2, lower the knees, drop the belly on 1. Good, come back through center, press into the tops of the feet, hover the knees off the floor for 3. For 2, drop the knees, drop the belly, breathe in. Come back through neutral. This time we're gonna see if we can lift the hips a little higher. Press into the tops of the feet, hover the knees, and then maybe lift the hips all the way up, kind of like a down dog. Lower the knees back down, drop the belly, breathe in. Back through neutral, last one. Press into the feet, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower down, drop the belly, breathe in. Come through neutral, tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, hips go up and back. Paddle out your down dog, just kind of feel out your feet, right? We just did a whole lot for the bottoms of the feet, tops of the feet, the ankles. Breathe into that space. Bend your knees in your down dog, send your hips high. As you inhale, lift your right leg all the way up and back, 3-legged dog. As you exhale, right knee towards right shoulder, big step, right foot outside right hand, right knee and ankle stack. If that didn't quite happen, just like pull your foot forward until you find that. And then gently drop your left knee, untuck your left toes. You're in a lizard lunge. Left hand's gonna stay down, right hand to right inner thigh, and then press on your right inner thigh, spin to the outer edge of your right foot, let the knee drop open. You're gonna feel some sensation probably through the outer right hip. Just play around with it, right? You might have more range of motion here or less than I do, but let the knee kind of fall open and maybe give it like a gentle press out. Chest spins open. Full breath in, full breath out. Come back through center, so right knee and ankle are stacked. Peel your right arm up for a twist. We're gonna play with a quad stretch. Reach your right arm towards the back of the room. Start to bend your left heel in. Maybe you have space to catch your left foot. If you weren't able to reach the foot and you really want the quad stretch, looping a towel around the foot or a strap, if you have a strap, works really well. You can even use a belt. Press the foot into the hand, roll the chest open. The more you engage the foot into the hand and vice versa, the more sensation you'll feel in your left quad. Take one more inhale. Slowly release as you exhale, everything back to center, right hand inside the right leg. From here, really slow, shift your hips back. Right leg will start to lengthen any amount. You can keep a really generous bend in the knee, but just getting a big stretch to the back of the leg. The toes might flex, heart pulls forward. Let the chest melt a little bit as you exhale. One more, breathe in, breathe out. Rebend your right knee, crawl forward. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee. Big step back to down dog. We're gonna do it all on the left. As you inhale, left leg, sweep it up and back. Exhale, left knee, left shoulder, step the foot wide for your lizard lunge. Gently drop your right knee, untuck the right toes. Right hand stays down, left hand to the inner left thigh. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot, let the knee fall open, chest feels open. And then just notice, right, what kind of things are coming up on the outer left hip here. Maybe even feel a stretch to the inner left thigh. Come back through center. Left arm up towards the ceiling. Reach the left arm back behind you, chest stays open. Maybe you start to play with bending your right foot. Maybe you find it to catch. Again, you could use a belt, a towel, something to catch the foot if you can't reach it with your hand. But feel engagement, pressing the foot and hand into each other to light up the front of the right thigh. Chest keeps opening. One more inhale. Slowly release everything back through center. And then shift your hips back, find that half split. Hips back, left leg lengthens, any amount, right? There can totally be a bend in this left knee. Just listen to what's showing up in the back of the left leg. The more you flex your left foot, the more you'll feel the stretch underside of the leg. If you point the toes a whole lot, you might get a stretch to the shin, to the front of the leg here. So just kind of see what you want, what you're looking for. On an inhale, rebend your left knee. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee. Big step back to downward facing dog. Good, pedal out your legs here, sway your hips, just come back to a neutral spine. And then roll it back forward, come back into your tabletop. So we're just gonna finish with a few things on the mat. We're gonna start by taking half frog into full frog. So you're gonna come down onto your belly. You can prop yourself up onto your forearms and then just slide your right knee outside so it's in line with your right hip. Right ankle is in line with right knee, and then flex your toes. If you want, you can walk yourself over toward your right leg so it turns into a bit of a side body stretch. Let your head hang heavy. It's just gonna be 3 breaths right here. Last 2. On your final breath, come back through center. Just release your right leg back to meet your left, and then switch. Left leg comes out in line with left knee. Left ankle is under left knee, flex the left foot. And then maybe walk your hands, your body towards your left knee, let your head rest. 3 breaths. For 2. Come back through center on 1. Yeah, bring your left leg back to meet your right. This one's a little funky to set up for. I like to come into the middle of the mat on my knees, and then from there, just start to walk your legs apart, pull your heart forward. So eventually you're gonna end up with your knee and your ankle in line, flex through your feet, and then lower down to your forearms. From here, you wanna press your hips back towards whatever's behind you, right? Towards your heels. Keep flexing through the toes, and then try not to let the low back sink down, engage through the low belly. Maybe the head hangs heavy. It's 5 full rounds of breath right here. Keep making sure that your heels don't try to slide in, right? They stay right in line with the knees. Last breath. Deep breath in. Full breath out. It's a little awkward to come out of this one, but you can just kind of squeeze your heels together, press into your hands, draw your knees together to touch. And then wherever you ended up, just swing down onto your hips. We're gonna lower down onto our backs and we'll finish out there. Once you get onto your back, feet flat on the floor, knees face the ceiling. Take a figure 4, right ankle over left thigh. You can take your right hand, press your right thigh away from you. You can also interlace around the left leg, lift the shape off the mat. Try to stay in a space where your shoulders, your head, your neck can stay really grounded. If you're lifted, it could feel nice to add a little rock side to side, but keep energetically trying to work your right thigh away from you. 2 more breaths. Your last one, just release this, unwind the legs. We'll switch sides. Left ankle over right thigh. You could press your left thigh away from you. You could interlace around the right thigh. Take what works best on this side. It might not necessarily be the same thing as the first side. You might add a little rock side to side. Try to keep the shoulders, head and neck grounded. 2 more rounds of breath. Slowly release it. Knees come through center. We're going to finish with a twist. So you'll keep your legs together. Just drop your legs over to the left side of your mat. Maybe you cactus or tee out the arms. You might look over to the right. But let the floor support the legs once they land. Try to let the shoulders soften, especially the right shoulder, and then maybe the eyes close. On a breath in, legs back through center. And as you breathe out, just switch sides. Drop your legs to the right. Maybe look over your left shoulder. Let the floor do the work here. Let the body release down. Maybe eyes even start to close. Bring it back through center. Squeeze your knees into the chest. Give yourself a really big hug to center. Maybe even forward, forehead up towards your knees. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll rock up to a seat and we'll just close out class together there. So just find yourself in a really tall seat. Maybe hands come to your thighs. We'll take a closing round of breath. Through the nose, deep breath in. Open mouth, release it, let it go. Blink your eyes open if they were closed. Thank you for joining. This was a great little sequence to do before, after a run, or any like lower body focused workout. If you have questions, please let me know. I'd love to connect with you more. You can always follow me on Instagram. My handle is AliYoga_. Thanks again.